Today we'll be going through an upcoming release of upgraded and new features and functionality to help improve order flow and user interaction. Previously, users were landing on the restaurant's page without an inputted or saved address in their session. As a result, after clicking on a specific restaurant and going to that particular menu page, users were trying to add items to their cart but were being sort of stuck due to various error messages that were being presented, such as out of delivery zone or out of delivery time. In order to reduce abandonment rates on this page, we have upgraded the order flow funnel to prompt users to enter an address as soon as they try to add a menu item to their cart if an address hasn't already been saved in their session. Moreover, we have styled this new address time element as a modal, which is a popover screen to really focus the user on the next action item. I will go through the specific error states we have programmed into the logic so that the user is fully aware of what their inputted address time has resulted in and how to proceed to the next step in the ordering process. Before we look at the order flow upgrades, let's take a look at what the issues were before. So if a user lands on your homepage and navigates to the restaurants page, they can peruse and go through and explore all the restaurants that you have in different areas. The issue here is that they can land on a restaurant that is outside of the delivery zone for the delivery address they intend to put in it. So let's click on a menu, and so there is no address currently saved in the session. So if I go click an item, I'm going to put in an address. So I'm just going to put in an out of area address and save. Okay, I'm redirected now to input my address again, which is confusing and possibly cumbersome and annoying to the user. So now it's saying, we're sorry, that's not in your deliverable address. So I can maybe go back to my restaurants page and click on another restaurant and really go through this again. So now I'm putting in an address that is deliverable. Okay, and so I notice this is for ASAP, and I want to get it for tomorrow morning for breakfast. Okay, so I start saving it. And it didn't take it. And so basically, if this is not deliverable for that time, it's not allowing me to put that time in. So for the user, it is quite confusing what the error codes are. So now I'm getting an error message at the top that we cannot deliver based on the time selected. So really what we've done is taken all of these error states and usage states of different address errors or time errors and funneled them into one address time modal that you will see coming up to really direct the user on how to make the next steps. So let's go through now the upgrades to the order flow. So I am on the Foodbird website. I'm going to navigate to restaurants. We're going to look at the desktop view first. So I'll click a restaurant. As soon as I click into the restaurant, you'll notice that an address has not been saved. There's no address in session. If I go to click a menu item, I now see our new delivery time modal. So first, we're going to try to get an error state for an address that is outside of the deliverable area. So we are sorry, but the address you entered is outside of the service area. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is put in an address that is inside the deliverable area. And so this is now deliverable. It understands that, and we default to ASAP. I'm going to change the time to 11 p.m. and save. So now when I go to add a menu item, I can go ahead and add it. Our menu items are now modals. They are not toggle expansions, and so this really hones the user in onto what to do next. So I can add to cart and go along. If I need to change the address or time, I can click over here on the sidebar and get that modal again. So now I'm going to change the time. Let's go to a different day. And it'll refresh with the new time. Another improvement that you'll notice is that we've incorporated the menu item options inside a modal element versus the toggle expansion that existed before. So if I'm on a menu page and I go and select a menu item, you'll notice that now all of these menu options are contained within this modal. And you'll notice that this add item down here is this button is desaturated to gray until all of the required choices are actually selected. So when I make my required choice, this saturates to your primary color. I can add quantities and the pricing will update within the button, and I can add the item to the cart. That works really beautifully on mobile as well. So in the mobile view, you'll notice I go to add an item, I get a full screen modal. If I go and deselect that option, you'll notice that there is a gray call to action button, and when I do the requirement, the button saturates and I can add to cart. So on mobile, it will be full height, full width modals that really hone the user in on what the next step is. Another element enhancement has been inputting the login functionality as a modal. And you can get to the login from a couple of different areas on the website. One great improvement is when you're on this new address time modal, instead of inputting your address, you can log in immediately from this modal, and it will take you to the new login modal. And once you do that, it will pull in addresses that are your last used addresses. And so you can use any of these and save. If you're on this screen and you want to look at those again, you can go back and change to a different address that you have saved on your My Account history. Here we see an error state that says that the delivery is not available for the date and time selected. And so we are prompted to either look at the 11 available restaurants that do exist, or we can look at, change the time and look at what's available for this current restaurant. Okay, so if I did 145, the current restaurant that we're on, GW Grill, is available and I can save. Again, if I go back to a time that is not deliverable, I will get a specific error message telling me why it's not deliverable. And if I click the 11 available restaurants, I will see the 11 that are available for the date and time and the address that I have in this address modal. We encourage you to read through the full release notes and get acquainted with the details of these feature upgrades and fixes. Please take some time to click test and try out the upgraded order flow. And if you have any questions or feedback you would like to share, you can post directly below on the comments in Facebook or email us directly at hello@deliverlogic.com. We hope you enjoy the new order flow, and thank you so much.